Hey, what's up guys? Tom Mill from Atomic Enrollment. Today, we're going to talk about a proven sales process vocational schools, trade schools, career schools can implement, because I know vocational school owners, they feel like they're bleeding cash because, if you guys have tried Facebook ads or any type of paid lead generation, you guys feel like the leads vanish after the first call, or even worse, never get in touch with them, right? So your guys' experiences, you guys are feeling like you're lighting money on fire with advertising to some degree. So today we're going to go over the exact process of a proven sales process your admissions sales team can implement to make sure your conversions are higher on the back end, where you can feel like you're chasing dead leads and actually close enrollments, especially from leads from paid advertising, whether they're from social media ads or Google ads. So let's start with a couple important points. The Gen Z audience, they have a pretty sophisticated BS detector, and they view a pitch as a scam. And they don't want a brochure either. They don't want more information. They live in the information age. They're pummeled with information. They want a lifeline. They want to change their life. So to start, vocational schools, trade schools, they're used to how they used to do advertising in the 2000s, 1990s, where you're selling features, class sizes, programs, benefits, where again, Gen Z, especially the younger demographic, they want a lifeline. So we're going to talk about how to build a consultative sales approach and what type of sales process to follow. But more importantly, also, you need to have content do the selling before they even become a lead. That's really the key. And then you implement a proven sales process on the back end. So let's talk about how we do that. But I want to clarify. Real sales isn't about pressure. It isn't boiler room sales. It's about conviction. It's about being consultative. It's about being empathetic. And most importantly, it's about being pre-sold before you even talk to them. That's why the solution is, again, our content first ad strategy. If it's the first time on our YouTube channel here or watching any of our videos, we talk about content first ads that trade schools can use to pre-sell leads through advertising for the sales team all the time. We have plenty of videos doing deep dives into it. So you got to put the right content to the right person at the right time. And before you even talk to them, they become about 60% pre-sold, and let the content and the ads and the videos do the heavy lifting and selling for you before they even come into your CRM. Now, real quick, let's go over high level what content first ads entails. So before someone joins your program, they have 4 questions in their head before they even want to fill out a form, schedule a time to talk to you. It's what is this program? Generally, what's the industry? What's the school like? 2, is this going to work for me and my specific situation and background? 3, is this program legitimate? Does it have proof of a consistent track record of delivering on their promise? And 4, what's the commitment on my time and money? Essentially, we take these 4 questions, break them out into a series of short videos, and then sprinkle them on the front end to the right person, to the right avatar through ads. And then we build video sequencing to funnel them down and then convert where they actually end up in your pipeline. Because you got to understand, if they're not going to watch a 3-minute video, they're not going to come enroll in your program, most likely. So core of your strategy and messaging on the front end. I know some schools can't talk about, exact salaries and outcomes, but you have to do it as best as possible within the guardrails of all your compliance, because nobody wakes up excited to pay tuition and they're not scrolling on their news feed or just waking up today and they're just so excited to pay the tuition, pay you guys. They wake up excited to quit their dead-end job, to quit to get fulfillment, to change their life, to get freedom. So you got to sell them the future. It's not about selling an enrollment agreement. It's not about selling a curriculum. It's not about selling a syllabus. Maybe your experience with Facebook advertising is you put up an image, you have them fill out a generic Facebook form. That's financial suicide in 2026. You might as well light money on fire because you're not answering any of these 4 questions. It's just you have an image, they fill out a form, and you're never going to get in contact with them because they have no reason to pick up your phone, reply back to your text, or email you back. You just never gave them a reason. It's also important to make it a habit to exercise a muscle within your company and program of everyone on your team to document proof. That's how you can build that proof piece of your content strategy. It's just documenting all your student success stories so you can document the volume of proof, but also show them what different types of background people come from. So you increase your odds of all different types of backgrounds. Gen Z doesn't trust an admissions person. or a salesperson. They trust the person who looks like them and is in their specific situation. So how do you build that trust? By documenting proof of other people similar to them. So next, let's go into how to become an order taker to a real sales closer. I see this all the time in the trade school world. There's no real salespeople. They're used to the traditional admissions or order taking type of role, especially the schools that have been around for a while. Remember, in 2026, you're not here to take their order. You're here to show them a new life, a new path in their life. And you as the salesperson is that first point of contact. So let's start with a couple tactical things, and then we'll outline a sales process for you. Is the phone-only fallacy. You know, admissions teams, sales teams, they're used to dialing, leaving voicemails, and essentially just giving up. In 2026, especially if you have a younger Gen Z audience, you gotta be a text first. You gotta understand SMS is the channel, is the door kicker, is the door opener. You gotta break the ice with text message, and then you get the permission to call. You gotta be a text sniper. Just brute forcing calls doesn't really work, especially for the younger audience. They don't pick up the phone call of people they don't know. So what do you actually say in SMS? Be authentic, and also send proof. Use sales assets. Don't just talk over text. Use sales assets. Be like, hey, I'm reaching out because I want to send you somebody that reminds me of your specific background. So use videos, use documents, just use SMS as a channel to build a relationship. Now, once you're actually talking to a prospect, use consultative selling. You got to do discovery versus just pitching. An order taker asks,
hey, are you paying upfront or are you getting a loan? What's your credit score? How are you paying for this?
A real consultative selling approach is, hey, like what happened at work this week that made you finally want to decide to take a look at this program? So when you're opening a call, you gotta be a consultative salesperson because you can't close a student until you know they're paying. Now let's go over some tactical things. Here at Atomic Enrollment, we work with hundreds of salespeople, so we just see best time, real time, what's working well, what's not working. You know, our team, especially, I myself, have a really strong sales background, so we're able to provide a lot of sales consultation as well as very tactical SOPs to our clients. So for example, we have a sales mastery SOP that talks about concepts but very specific tactics as well. And we'll go through this right now, but let's start high level. Remember, you as the salesperson have the highest level of conviction, of interest. You want to get the deal done, but the prospect usually is not at your level. And the point that they're at the highest level of interest is when they see a bunch of ads, content, and they first hear about the program and they go through the funnel and they fill out the form. That's their highest point of interest. So that's why speed to lead is very important. I'm teaching you why speed to lead is important because you probably maybe have heard it before. You got to call the leads right away. You got to know why, or else it feels like brute forcing because their interest level is highest and then only starts going down until you actually connect with them. So it's very important. If someone filled out an interest form to get a call back, you got to call them within 5 minutes of that form being filled out because the interest is the highest, but also it gives them an idea of like, oh, it must be that thing related to that thing I just filled out. If you are running scheduled calls, like you're running ads where they book scheduled meetings on a salesperson's calendar, same thing, same concept. You still got to call them within 5 minutes of them booking the call or within at least an hour. Because remember, they book the call and until they actually, if they even show up for that call, the interest level just starts dropping. So why not talk to them when the interest level is highest? So even if they schedule a call, you're reaching out immediately. Now, what do you actually say? Don't overthink this, but the main thing is don't be selfish. We have some tactical things that we can share with you. Feel free to reach out of what do you actually say in text messages or when you make these type of phone calls, what do you actually say to them? Just don't be selfish. For example, if you're an HVAC program, look, I just want to get to know you a little bit, but I see our call tomorrow here and I just want to give you this little mini course on the electrical component piece of it because I think based on our conversation that you might find it interesting today. So xyz@gmail.com, is that the best email for you? Let me send you this little mini course, little guide, little information packet so you can get up to speed and just like more familiar with the program and the job field before our call tomorrow. How's that sound? See, you're giving them something. You're giving them value before you ask them for something. So for example, if we're running a webinar, It's the same concept. If they registered for the webinar and the webinar is 5 days out, you still want to contact them within 5 minutes of them registering for the webinar. And again, it's the same concept. What do you actually say to them if you talk to them? For example, we have a general script here. Hey, I see you register for the webinar coming up in about 5 days. Let's say the webinar is about something about the dental field, right? It's a dental program. Be like, look, I have a little bit more information on this specific type, like fixing on how to run your practice this way, or specific type of like continuing education, dental practice, more information about this, a little mini course on this, how to run your practice to get high ticket clients versus just routine checkups. Which of these 3 would you like me to send you? And then once you actually give them value, then you can confirm, hey, do you have the Zoom link? Just make sure it's on your calendar. Hopefully see you at the webinar. That builds the relationship prior to the webinar. So if you connect with them, even for a scheduled call or a form, or they're coming in person for open house, you call them beforehand, build a relationship. It's about being empathetic. Don't be selfish. Don't be like, hey, are you coming to the meeting? Or are you coming to the event because I'm here to take your money? That's all they're hearing if you're not giving value. Now, what's the best follow-up process? 1, it starts with not being selfish, value-driven, and generally it's about, you want 7 touch points over 10 days. And those touch points are manual touch points. It's not relying on automations. It's manually calling, texting, or emailing. You could use any of those 3, but especially early on, you want to focus a lot on SMS and calling. So 7 manual touch points by the salesperson within about 10 days. And then if you guys don't connect, you could just throw them into the backlog and they'll just be put on a newsletter or email drip, or have a process, have a cadence to re-hit these leads every quarter or every 6 months or every year. So just to recap, good sales process starts with them being pre-sold with content before they even show up for the sales call or even end up in your CRM or pipeline, through content first advertising. Second thing is, you got to transition from becoming an order taker to a real salesperson. And that's not through any type of crazy snake oil selling or high pressure selling. That honestly doesn't work, because again, Gen Zs are very skeptical audiences. It starts with giving value and taking consultative sales approach. So most importantly, to wrap it up, don't be selfish in your sales process. Be empathetic. Use value-driven follow-up. Let me show you an example of value-driven follow-up. This is an example of a text message you can shoot. One of our favorite things is selfie videos, where you record a video for that specific prospect. The hotter the prospect is, you can make it more personal. So here's an example.
Hey, my name's Tom. I'm one of the mission advisors here at Holyberry. I just wanted to get off my keyboard here and come on camera to introduce myself personally to you. Today, I'll be walking you through on how we can help you break into a career in data analytics. We've helped over 5,000 graduates, many without previous technical experience.
So that's an example I did for a client to teach them. So you get the idea. It's about being empathetic, putting a face to the name, building rapport, and just building trust. Because to sum it up, the reason why you're not able to connect with prospects is, 1, they don't have a reason why, but also we're in a trust recession because there's so much offers and things to buy and information and ads being pummeled out there. You got to build trust. So the way to build trust is through these type of very personalized, soft, empathetic, consultative touch points. And again, tactically, shoot video selfies on your phone and send it as a text message. That's one of our favorite tactics. Now, bonus. This is something we've been working on for the past 2 years successfully, and it's getting better every month as we speak. We're gonna be showcasing some really exciting things happening in this world, but you need to be implementing AI SDRs, sales development reps. They do the grunt work for the sales process, like connecting, following up, setting appointments, reaching out multiple times, doing follow-up. So your real salespeople can focus on higher level actions and closing enrollments. Very important in 2026. If it's not part of your sales process, you're being left behind. If you have questions on how to implement this stuff, we've been doing it for our clients for the past 2 years, and we're doing it every day. So feel free to reach out. And we have multiple videos on our YouTube channel talking exactly about how we're using AI in the sales process and showing proof of it working. So check those out as well. All right, there you have it. Hope you enjoyed that. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Take care. Bye.